It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. On the program today, my friends, we are featuring another one of our guest DJ trivia winners from last month. Last month, we celebrated our 1000th episode with the live stream. We had a lot of fun. We'd had some prizes to go along with the trivia questions that we had, and we had 4 winners, and those winners got to be DJs for the day here on the channel. And today we lift up our good friend Big Fooney, who is a member of our Council of Dougs, and he is bringing us music from Toehider for the channel for the very first time. And I gotta tell y'all, he has played some music from Toehider for me as we've been hanging out on our Discord, and I find the music of this band more like a collaboration. We'll get into that. To be quite eclectic and quite fun to listen to. And so when he won and got to be DJ for the day, he is wanting to take this opportunity to introduce the music of Toehider to the broader Daily Doug community. And he has selected the song Concerning Licks and Fares from Toehider, and he gives us this introduction. He says, first, who is Toehider? Inquiring minds want to know. Fooney says, musically, it's just Michael Mills, who is also well known for working with Arjen Lucassen in Arion and other projects. He can even be found in The Day That the World Breaks Down, which was featured on the channel. I remember hearing that song. He says, beyond the music, we also have Andrew Saltmarsh, who is the artist behind the visual aesthetic and the one drawing in the time lapse in this video. This multimedia project aims to create music and art that is as immersive as possible. So Michael and Andrew are both from Australia, and they formed Toehider in 2008 as a collaborative project between musician and illustrator. Quite interesting, right? Fooney goes on to give us this background. He says that the song is the 3rd song out of 5 of an ongoing saga. We start with the song called Malcolm Dustum, which introduces the character of Malcolm, who we see briefly in this song. The saga begins with Malcolm and his stone giant bride. His bride soon turns to adultery, and Malcolm finds out, and he dusts every man in town for evidence of cheating. There is also the song What Kind of Creature Am I?, which introduces a rock monster. And then he says the songs I've Been So Happy Living Down Here in the Water and Horse Song continue the saga after the events of the song that we are hearing today. So that brings us to today's song, Concerning Licks and Fares. We are introduced to Lix, Lix, who has been left undusted by Malcolm, but Lix escapes. And for this song, we will be focusing on Lix, how he met the poison dart frog called Fares. That explains who Fares is. Lix and Fares, 2 different folks. And their quest to find the son of the poison dart frog, Fares. This is getting more and more interesting as I read it. Fooney, he says, so why are we starting in the middle of the saga with the 3rd song? He says 2 reasons. This song's album was my introduction to Toehider. By the time I got to this song, I was completely hooked, and he says, I'm hoping you will be too. The second reason is the music. Toehider does not stick to a singular genre of music. So as I was looking for a song that showcased his range, this was one of the strong contenders, and he went ahead and went with it. He says it starts out as an acoustic folk song, but it ramps up energy by the time we get to the bridge. Fooney, I can't wait. I can't wait. I've really enjoyed getting to know a little bit of Toehider's music as you've played it for me in the bot, and I can't wait to get to this one. The song is from Toehider's 2020 album called I Like It. So speaking of I Like It, let's see if we do like it, y'all. Let's listen to Concerning Licks and Fares by Toehider. Here we go.
Concerning licks and fairs, but
Right
that's
into
a
it.
good 'un. And I hope you have the strength to listen to the whole thing.
There's the frog. Let's listen to the whole thing. G minor. Atmospheric whistling. I like it.
Licks was a good man to be sure, and he sure liked to have his good fun. And like everyone, he has his flaws, and yep, over partying's one.
Over partying.
Malcolm came in to dust the suspects.
Dusting the
Despite a shot
suspects.
of all rain. Though she was listening to the nearby woods, and time skipped till later that day. I'm not sure, I can't really say just how we obtained that weird all right. Now I don't know, and I really don't care. I remember the night that leaks found fair.
Huh.
A poisoned dog frog, that's right, a bright tiny son of a gun. He spotted the leap about late.
That's
that
minor
night,
5.
trawling the woods for his son. So Mix picks him up with a stick, says hi to his new dendrobatity chum. You're small as a tick, I'm calling you fairs. It leapt in the brim of the hat on his head. Two new friends, and like a leap year, the old maid Licks and the frog named Fair are two best friends, the inseparable pair.
Two best
The
friends.
mustache licks and
The Mustache Licks and the Dark Frog Fairs. I'm in. Friends. Love the illustrations too.
Came across the eggshell, track marks in the sand. Follow them through maybe 7 hours. Trample the weeds and flowers, led them to the side.
Flat 6, flat 7,
Follow them to
1.
vows at their annual meeting. Another baffled greeting as they explained he just was here.
Aha!
They drew another map, so we headed westward with the owl's directions and the creature's tracks. They didn't correspond. Oh, Licks was a mess, a panic attack, but Fair's calmly cloaked in the brim of his hat. Mash of the kings and a shot of all right didn't help as the same spot there. They didn't know how fast he could run with a poncho hat and a fickle ray gun. But I couldn't time, I wouldn't dare. How quick was the air from Licks and Fair?
I'm just trying to keep up with the story, y'all. The music is wonderful.
When I tell you, they almost nearly made it. They watched the creature dive in.
Alright! The musical interlude intensifies. At the end of those phrases, they're dropping a beat, which is pretty cool. It makes sense that Toehider and Arion would find each other. This reminds me of Aryan's songwriting wit. just to save himself. What? Say it ain't so, Lex. This is so cool.
The squiddy bee's poison, all shriveled it be. The rock creature sunk down into the sea. And Lake swam to shore with tears in his eyes. And Fed shrunk back down to his usual size. And Malcolm would pass.
Malcolm would pass.
Who
should he find?
Well, maybe we'll leave that till next time.
Yeah, tune in next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. It makes me want to keep going with the saga. That's how good the storytelling is. Funi. How cool. You know, the music is pretty darn straightforward. They were in G minor the whole time. And was making use of that minor 5, that natural dominant that does not include the raised leading tone, and it makes it have that sort of folk feel to it, doesn't it? It was good to have all of the lyrics going by, wasn't it? Because it helped to keep up. But I just got to read a little bit more of these lyrics. Then a frog to feast on flaps its flippers, so the fierce old cephalopod springs forth with 50 fangs and goes to chomp our now huge friend with poison oozing from its skin. Fiddling controls again. Lix takes another shot, but what? Fairs leaps out in the way, oblivious to what is happening. Suddenly Fairs is large, big as a whale. So Lix jumps on. Oh no, the monster lunges. Lix have no other choice but to sacrifice Fairs, his best friend, just to save himself. I mean, come on. It reads like a short story, like a novel, not like lyrics to a song. And, you know, it was almost like Gordon Lightfoot was spinning a yarn. But at the same time, we had a little bit of a prog element, and it gets bigger and bigger. And then finally, we kind of burst into kind of folk rock and a whole lot of other fun stuff. And the illustrations, y'all, are a really great touch. I mean, Michael on his own, the music would be fun. The music would be just inviting to listen to get into his storytelling, to get into his sound, to get into what he's up to. But having the illustrations and the artwork to go along with it, it creates a very unique combination of artistic output, doesn't it? So there you go, friends. If you've never heard of Toehider, I'm not surprised. I had not heard of Toehider besides what Funi has shared with me on our Discord. And so it's a good thing that Funi won our trivia and has decided to bring some music from Toehider to the channel. If y'all are interested in more music from this band, from these musicians, from these artists, let me know where to go next. Funi, where do I go next? Because maybe it's just to go back and listen to the entire saga. That would be a fun, like, Masterpiece Friday, right? Just to go through all of the songs that are in the story and just get the entire thing. I think they're told over multiple albums. Fun. Y'all, I always, we kind of get into ruts where we tend to feature a lot of bands that have been around for a long time, that y'all know really well, that are very well known, but whose music I have not kept up with or not been aware of. And so that creates this, y'all know it, but I'm hearing it for the first time. But I also really enjoy uh, doing these episodes where the musician is relatively unheard, isn't like uh, a worldwide known star, but their music touches and it reaches people who are in our community, and they feel really great about the music and they want to share it with me, and then I get to share it with the rest of you, and that's a pretty darn cool thing to do here on the internet. I can think of a lot worse things to do on the internet, y'all, and we're doing pretty good, I think. So yeah, let me know where next to go to with Toehider. And I know that I've heard some heavier stuff from him, and this is a great, like I said, Funi, it was a good starting point because I'm really into it. It gives me a sense of his eclectic nature and of the vast influences that Michael includes in his music. Really fun. So thanks y'all for being with me today. We've been listening to Concerning Licks and Fares by Toehider. Thanks y'all. We'll see you next time on another edition of the Daily Doug.